Hello everyone, Andrea with I Dream of Crafting. This is going to be another time lapse for the Halloween bags. I already have the bag done. Standard black, this time with a green trim and a green interior. This will be embellished with this very cute Frankenstein face, just like all the others. You know, you have the ghost and the vampire face, things like that. So here's another one. This one won't take me probably too long to do. It's very simple. Not like the ghost, the vampire. The vampire was a little intense, and the witch is going to take me a little bit too. So thinner lines, a little more complexity. Frankenstein here is nice and easy. So, yeah, so the supplies you will need is a cutting board, sharp X-Acto knife, of course your image, whatever you're going to put it on, canvas, bag, wallet, whatever, decal or painting, this is, you know, basic stuff, clear tape, and of course all the duct tape you need. I'm going to do the same thing for this one that I did for the vampire. I'm going to do this black outline first and then put everything on top of it. It's just one big layering project. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. Alright everyone, so I have to apologize. I cut out the black part around this image. As you can see, the image is now out of, you know, it's just by itself. It's out of the white matrix that was around it. But when I cut it out and placed it on the bag already, I didn't realize that my webcam wasn't recording, so I didn't catch that part on camera. But it's the same technique that you see me use 100 times. Okay, maybe not 100 times, maybe about, I don't know, 12 times on my other videos. So I just cut around the, you know, all around this picture, the hair, the ears, the face, the little bolts in his neck. I cut around all that black outline, and it's already on the bag, you'll see it. And now I'm just doing his face and his ears. I liked how that turned out. I didn't do it on purpose to make the tape long enough to cover his ears as well as his face. I was just focusing on his face. So I'm really glad that I cut it large enough so that his ears fit on there perfectly. It worked out really well. So this is just going to be one big, you know, pretty much a sticker of his face. And his ears are separate because we have to keep that black part between his face and his ears. So here I'm just trying to line this up with the black part that I have on the bag already. I know it's really hard to see because it's a black sticker it's a black outline on a black bag. So I apologize for that, but I'm just lining that up as best I can. I think I take it off and redo it. I can't remember. But this is part of his hairline that I'm pulling up. There's one ear, and there's two ears, and there's the rest of his face, and that's pretty much it for him. I mean, he's very simple, especially compared to the vampire. He's very simple. Out of all 4 or 5 of them that I've done, he's been the simplest of all. So I placed the ears, and I just didn't like how it was lining up for the face. I needed to get it pretty much perfect in order for this to all line up. So I just started cutting where my tape was, my clear tape, and I just placed each individual piece around the outline so that I could get it where I wanted it to, because I don't really need these pieces anymore. I need the bolts down there, but that's it. The outline you see there, I don't need that anymore. So I just cut what I needed and placed it on there. Very carefully ripped that up, you know, because that spiky little hair those spikes could fall off very easily. And there you go, there's his face and his hair and his ears. So now we're going to work on the bolts in his neck. I did this in glow-in-the-dark tape because something needs to glow on this picture in order, for it to be seen in the dark. And I just didn't want to do his eyes because that would be kind of boring just to have one thing glowing. Just like I did for the vampire, I did his eyes and his fangs. For Frankenstein, he's going to have his bolts glowing and his eyes glowing. So here's the first bolt. As you saw in the when I was cutting it out, there's actually 3 little pieces that form the bolts in his neck, and there's black pieces in between those to give it a 3D look. So there is his first bolt. I'm rounding that out and taking the fiber off the tape that's stuck. I will use that piece later for his eyes. Here's the second piece and the second bolt. I'm doing it this way because I cut better when it's facing this way. I'm right-handed, so if I can attack things from the right, it comes out neater and cleaner and just better all around. So just cutting these out now. They weren't as bad as I thought. I thought they would give me trouble, but they didn't actually. They worked really nice. So just pulling this up. The glow-in-the-dark tape is thicker than normal duct tape, so it takes a little bit to get it to come up. You almost always have to do extra cutting when pulling up the matrix. So if you're working with the glow-in-the-dark tape, just go really slow with it, pulling it up. So there we go, there's his bolts. Now I worked on his eyes next, the whites of his eyes, the parts that will be glowing. This was a tight fit on these extra pieces of glow-in-the-dark tape, but I didn't want to cut any more tape because it's really, glow-in-the-dark tape's really, really expensive. So I didn't want to waste any of it. So I'm just cutting out here. Like I said, you're always going to have to do some kind of trimming to get it to release. So there's one eye, well, white of his eye. Lining that up and placing it. And now we're going to do the second part, the second eye. I think it's the white of the eye. I think it's called a sclera, I think. Pretty sure. So we're doing that and lining it back up, and the long process of getting this back up. This one was actually okay. That one came up a little bit faster. So that is all for the glow-in-the-dark tape on this one. Now it's all that's left is black now. We're going to do his chin, his mouth, his nose, his scar, which was fun to do, and his nose and his pupils and his eyes, yeah. So I did his scar first because that was really probably the easiest one out of all of these. So I'm not doing the what do you call it? I'm not doing the little lines that the stitches. There we go. I'm not doing the stitches because they would have broke anyway. So I just did the for now I just did the scar, and you see I didn't pull that. I was just holding that holding tension on that. There we go. As I was pulling it up, I wasn't pulling at all. I was just holding tension on it, and I used my X-Acto knife to very carefully peel it off the board. So you don't want to, that's pretty thin, and if you pull, it's gonna snap. So now we're gonna do I think we're doing the circles. Oh, okay, that's right. No, we're gonna do the pupils now, which I ended up having to redo anyway. For some odd reason, they were small, like too small. So I had to redo them anyway, but it worked out. So I'm just going to place these here. Like I said, they turned out, when I placed them, they looked a bit small, but I cut them out the way they had in the picture. I don't know how that happened, but I was trying to do the mouth out of all this piece, but it just didn't work, so I just did the chin really quick, lining it up, and I tried to place it through. I thought it was big enough, but it's not, so I do the pen technique again, and it took me a couple tries to get it to completely cover the pen mark, but it worked. And just cutting off some fibers that are there. So now I'm going to do the stitches for the scar. I just counted how many there were, but it really didn't matter because I ended up not using all of them. I don't know how that happened, so I just wanted a rough idea of how many there were. So placing them in a haphazard fashion, because that's pretty much how they were on the picture. And I'm going to keep some of these little pieces that I cut because I need some small pieces for the mouth later on. So always think ahead when you're doing your painting. If you can save tape somewhere, do it. So just cutting out the black circle now that goes around his eye. This was really, really hard. Not cutting it out, but getting it to lie, you know, where it was supposed to be. I don't know why, but it was giving me so much trouble. And this is where I think it was because I was trying to line it up to, you know, connect with the pupil like it does in the picture, but it just didn't work out. So I ended up just placing these where, you know, as close as I possibly could to the picture. And then like I said, I had to redo the pupils because they just didn't want to line up for me. So yeah, so there is one eye. And I'm cutting out some little strips to fill in the gap between the pupil and the round circle I just placed. And then I'm gonna wait on that. You'll see what I do in a second. Oh no, I'm gonna do it now. Okay, so this is where I decided to recut, and I tried to freehand it, you know, but I wanted to make sure I had it completely right. So I ended up just ripping this all up, which worked really well because the extra tape I put down actually came off with it. So it worked really well. So now I'm just taking off the top piece, which is the old pupil, and I'm placing the new one right there, and it worked really well. So now we're going to cut out the other circle for the other eye, and it's going to be more the same. So I'm just going to cut around this, and then I'm going to redo that pupil. The eyes just gave me real trouble. I don't know, it was weird. I didn't think it would, you know, give me so much hassle, but it did. So yep, placing it back on. I've stated in other videos that I'm taking these to the craft fair to sell, but if you guys, you know, if anyone wants to buy one of these or, you know, request one, just give me a shout. I am not opposed to making more of these. So if they don't sell by, you know, by the end of the craft fair, or if they don't sell by the time of the craft fair, then I'll just take them with me. But that does not mean I'm not selling them online. I am. They are for sale. So this one, all of them that you see are $15, except for the ghost. The ghost is $20. And the ghost is $20 because the ghost is completely made out of the glow-in-the-dark tape. So, yeah, that's why that one's a little more expensive than the rest. So, but they are for sale. Just wanted to put that out there. So, cutting out the nose. And the mouth. And yeah, we're almost done here. So just cutting at the mouth. I didn't even, didn't worry about those little smile lines, because I'm gonna use that extra tape at the top of my board there. So I placed this nose on here, and I didn't realize till after I had ripped the template up that it was stuck to the paper and not to the duct tape. So when I rip this up, you'll see the nose is not there. So I just used the pen technique again, and I marked where it was, but it ran into the eye. So I don't know how that happened, but I just rubbed out all the pen mark, and then I just placed the nose where I thought it should be. Ow. So now we're just taking these tiny little pieces here, and I cut a little bit out, and then I just rounded them into little smileys and placed them on the side of his mouth. And we're going to do that one more time, and that'll be it. Alright everyone, that is the end of the time lapse. Thank you for watching. Here's the finished product. I'm very happy with it. I think it came out really cute. So I will post a picture at the end of this video to show you how it glows. It's pretty cool. And I will be doing the witch, so that'll be up maybe tomorrow or the day after. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you next time.